Hello everybody, this is Mr. Pyers. I'm going to be showing you today how to do some editing with Photoshop. But first, let's find a picture on Google Chrome. So hopefully you found your image already, but I'm going to look for Iron Man. I'm going to type Iron Man comic art because I don't want to find the movie Iron Man, I want to find the comic art. So I get a lot of options here, but one thing I got to do is select images on my Google search. And then there's some subheadings as well. You can find the original, the artwork. I'm going to go to comic book, click on that, and it gives me different options on Iron Man. One important thing to do though is we got to get a high quality image. So go to Tools, select Size, and select Large. You want a large file. Then browse. The first picture you find is not going to work. You might have to go for a little while, but hopefully you find something that is interesting. And I do say find more than one. Find 2, 3, or 4 to judge. This one looks good. I'm going to click on that. This is important. I clicked on the image. Now I'm going to click and drag this larger version of the image onto my desktop. I'm going to put it in a folder I have here, but you can simply move your window and just drop it onto the desktop background and it will save. At this point I'm going to close out Chrome and we're going to open up Photoshop. We have our picture saved. So we can go to the top right of our screen, hit the magnifying glass, and that's going to help us search for Photoshop. Type in Photoshop and you'll have Photoshop 2018 appear. Double click on it and you'll see the PS button bouncing. You'll get usually a black screen like this that'll pop up for the program. I'm just going to slide my window open a little more, but we have to create a new file. So go to the upper corner, click File, New. Here is where we're going to create the right size for our photograph. So over here to the right, width, you want it to be 8, and height, you want it to be 10. And just underneath, one more thing, we want to make sure our resolution is 150. After that is complete, make sure our inches are checked off, which they are, not pixels. Everything looks good. All that should be fine, and hit create. We now created a file that's exactly 8 inches wide by 10 inches tall. We can now import our photograph of our image. You can simply do it by clicking and dragging your image off your desktop right in there, and there it is. You may notice that we have like this box around our picture with all these little points. If I want to do anything, I got to place my image. So I hit place. If I don't have that, when I have the move tool, make sure you click this on. It says show transform controls. That'll help you make the picture larger or smaller. I can use my mouse to move the picture around in here. I'm going to go to the top where it says window. I'm going to select navigator if that's not already up. Navigator helps me. You can see the navigator is right here. I can use this slide bar here to zoom in and out of my document. It makes life really easy when I have to see how everything looks, and it gives me room to play. So I'm going to slide this around. But now I want to make the picture bigger. I'm going to hold the Shift key as I pull the image. That makes sure it doesn't get warped. If I don't hold the Shift key, it will get weird on me. So I'm going to slide it back on the navigator. Again, Shift key and pull forward. Miss Petrie and I want you guys to make sure that you do a zoomed in cropped image that really focuses on the most important aspects of what you want to say about the character. Wow, this image looks really good. The quality is very high. I don't see any weird pixels anywhere. So I'm just backing up and I'm going to slide it around and see what looks best. Because I do like how close up it is, but I don't know where I want the head. So let me just kind of play around here. That looks pretty good. I'm really happy with that. So this is one of my options for my pastel drawing. If I were to pick this, I can go to now print it. I can go to well, I'm going to mode here just to check everything out. That looks fine. You don't have to do that. I'm really happy with this image. So if I'm going to print this, I go to File. One of the last options under the File menu is Print. I'm going to click Print. This little preview screen pops up. I'm noticing my picture is going to print landscape. I want to change my layout to portrait, so I'm going to click the other option on layout. Now it's going to print the exact way I want. If I scroll down, I can just double check that my height is 10 for my scale and my width is 8. 7.999 is close enough. and then I would click print. And it's a good idea to print 2 copies because one for gridding and one for shading later. After you hit print, it'll print. There we go. I'm now going to cancel out of this because I'm going to show you what to watch out for. Some of us may pick a character where the images don't really give us much of a option to shade and really build our skills with pastel. So I saved another picture of Iron Man that it's drawn nicely. It just doesn't have the quality of shading that will really enhance your skills with pastel. There's nothing wrong with this image other than in not having like gradient shadows. So I'm doing the same thing with my other Iron Man picture. I'm holding the shift key, I'm kind of zooming into a really cropped area. And again, when you zoom in on an image, after you zoom it up, hit the return key after you situated it so it can sharpen itself back up again. So if I was going to pick this Iron Man, there's nothing wrong with the way it's drawn other than the colors are flat. There's outlines and basic colors. It's not as impressive as the other one in terms of like value ranges. So this is something to watch out for. Good luck everybody. Just make sure you make good choices and are happy with your results.